broken out of this rising wedge and appears to be making a move towards the downside. But how far is it going to drop? Are we going to see it maybe have a bit of a turnaround and push back towards the upside? What's stopping it? In today's episode, we're going to look at Ethereum chart analysis as well as some Bitcoin chart analysis to see exactly what is going on in the Ethereum charts, as well as an ICO that I've already talked about before on this channel that's already done about 1,000 or 2,000%, which is a really exciting prospect. Okay guys, so what we've been monitoring, this is on the 1 hour chart on the Ethereum versus US dollar. We've been monitoring this rising wedge, and we do know that this does tend to be a bit more of a bearish pattern, and we have talked about Ethereum running into some resistance at around crucial levels between the $3,200 level and the $3,300 level. And what we did see was a sort of a classic breakout before coming back for a retest and a move back towards the downside. But what we are sort of seeing here is these big wicks showing that we are finding some good buying pressure. And if we look at the RSI on the 1 hour, we are actually coming towards a sort of an oversold level, which is more bullish for Ethereum. So if we zoom out onto the daily chart and we take a Fibonacci retracement from the top all the way down to this bottom level here, then we can see that this crucial level of the 0.618 has been providing us with some serious resistance. In the past, we saw it turn into support here and as well back on the sort of 19th of May. And now we are witnessing it coming up and striking this area here. So due to the kind of the nature of the pattern, we have had that breakout. It wouldn't shock me to see that we potentially might take a revisit down to around the 0.5 at around the $2,980 level, which wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing. If you look down at the RSI, you can see that we are still overbought and we are slowly creeping back down into regular levels, which should be more positive for Ethereum. Zooming into the 15-minute chart, we can see it printing a fairly similar pattern as well, where we can see this sort of rising wedge pattern forming. So what we are seeing is it finding support along the bottom of this channel here, and we may see it push back up towards the $3,200 level. And potentially, if it is able to break back above that, then it will technically probably void this pattern above, and we may be able to push through this key Fibonacci level here. But as I mentioned, this is more of a bearish pattern, so it wouldn't shock me if we did climb a bit here and then we were to take a push back down towards the sort of levels around the $2,970 level. So if you missed out on the opportunity to buy before at lower levels, then this could potentially provide you with a good buying opportunity, in my opinion. Obviously, go away and do your own research. Crypto trading is risky, and it can obviously potentially continue to fall further if we fail to find support at this level here. But ultimately, what we need to take a look at is the Bitcoin chart, because we know what happens in Bitcoin tends to be followed along by Ethereum as well as the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Now, looking at the 15-minute on Bitcoin, we can see somewhat of a double top being put in here, which ultimately is a bearish pattern. And if we were to fall below these levels, but below the sort of $44,800 level, then it wouldn't shock me that this could well move back down towards the sort of $42,000, in which case we would likely see Ethereum follow suit and head back down lower. But looking at the 15-minute, drawing sort of a falling wedge here, which, as we know, does tend to be more of a bullish pattern, we could potentially see Bitcoin be saved here. If Bitcoin is able to push and break back beyond this level at around the $45,300 level, then we could potentially see a break back towards the upside. And this, as well as a key Fibonacci level over on Bitcoin, which could see another retest at this level. And if we are able to break back above it, then it's likely that Bitcoin could push towards 50k. And once we see Bitcoin pushing towards 50k and hitting 50k, that's going to raise a lot of alarm bells, a lot of news stories will be printed, and a lot more people will get more excited. And we are seeing a lot of wicks down here, which is showing that it's kind of probing, but there is good buying pressure coming in for Bitcoin. But one thing we should notice is if we look at the RSI for Bitcoin, we can see that it's falling off, whereas the price has actually been moving in an upwards direction from sort of 42,000 all the way up to currently around the sort of $45,000-$46,000 level, which ultimately is a bearish divergence and does indicate that we could be potentially seeing a turnaround. So it's going to be very interesting to see in the shorter term what plays out in this falling wedge pattern. Ethereum is looking like it potentially might make a break to the downside, but it won't do it if Bitcoin manages to break to the upside out of this pattern. So it's all kind of hanging in the balance at the moment. I'm very much sitting on the sidelines waiting for an opportunity to make a trade. If I do see this fail to break out to the upside from this pattern, then I will be looking to short Ethereum, only with a target sort of around the 3,000, just under $2,900 level. but ultimately we can push to the upside. What I'm waiting to see is whether both of these cryptos can break through this key level of Fibonacci. So ultimately right now it's very difficult to see exactly what's going to play out. Some of it's kind of counteracting each other. A lot of the charts are telling us that we're due to have a bit of a cool off. As we know, a lot of the indicators in crypto, they do kind of guide us to sort of know what's going on, but the market is ultimately dictating what's happening. And there's a lot of people sort of FOMOing back into crypto. There's a lot of opportunity potentially to buy it at better prices. We might see a dip over, a day, a couple of days, but I don't think it's going to be anything more significant than that. And if we do see that, then it's a good potential buying opportunity where we could see the market flood and then push really hard back towards the upside. Guys, I want to jump over to Emerald Rockets. It's something I was talking about from its very launch a few months ago, where it was launched at around 1 cent on the ICO. It's basically a utility token for tuition brokers, which is an online Expedia, online courses, etc. Given that the coronavirus is still rampaging around the world, which is obviously very unfortunate. It's also meaning that the education systems and online education systems are starting to boom, and this is perhaps why we have seen Emerald Rockets go from around 1 cent to over $2 today, and is starting to look really exciting. Also next week, they're going to sort of start to increase the liquidity pool by injecting more tokens, which ultimately will drop the price, but that could offer a fantastic opportunity to be able to buy into Emerald Rockets perhaps next week. And there's lots, if you go over to the website, you can find out lots of information. There's loads of videos from the creator, Matt Byron, about what's going on with the Emerald Rockets and how you can get involved. If you want to buy it, I'll leave the link down below for this website where you can go over and check out. There's a video here explaining how to go and do it. Basically, you need to take this token code, which I'll leave in the description as well, and you can go over to SushiSwap. Basically, you can go over here and you can put in your token and you can pay with ETH, US dollar, Tether, etc. So a variety of different cryptos you can pay in. So all very, very easy. And in my opinion, given that tuition brokers is solving a really big problem in the world in terms of online courses, it's kind of going around those super expensive university courses, etc. I think it's going to be a potential real big winner on my book. So if you want to find out more information about that, make sure you head down to the comments and you can find the links that you need for that. Hope you've enjoyed today's quick Ethereum update. If you have, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm as well. If you've already been holding Emerald Rockets, congratulations on the gains you've made. If you got a hold of them through my videos, make sure you leave a comment down below. It's always good to hear some positive feedback. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.